Hey guys, Russ Tyndall here with BlueLine Wood Flags. A little bit of a different video today. I'm going to be doing a workshop transformation, and I kind of wanted to use YouTube to document that transformation and also show you guys as well. I'm going to show you my current workshop, and I'm going to show you where I'm going to be moving into, and it's going to be quite a change. My current workshop is not probably what you think it is. I'm working in kind of a one-car bay of a three-car garage here at the house. So let me turn my camera around and I'll show you. So here's the CNC machine in the one-car bay. It's over in the corner of the garage. You can tell I'm pretty tight on space. I got my dust collector next to it, and over here I've got a drill press and a sander, a drum sander, and just a shelf for some general storage, and my TV on the wall. But then we start panning over to the right, and I've got a toolbox and my workbench, which is totally cluttered. And moving over there to the right even more, we've got an air compressor, a cart with some stuff on it, another bench over by the door with a whole bunch of wood and a few flags that are in progress right now. Then I've got my table saw and my outfeed table, and then I've got another Craig clamping table right here. And underneath the table saw, I've got just a bunch of general storage as well. And then you can see I've got my garage taking up the rest of the space too. So I am so tight in here. I'm probably dealing with, I guess this is probably about 25, 30 feet at most. Long by about 12 to 15 feet wide, so whatever that is in square feet. And I did do a few things to get organized for this shop when I first moved into it and got my business up and running. I had I didn't have it done, I did it myself. I put a dedicated 20 amp circuit just for the CNC machine. It runs off a 110 volt. And then around the back of the that's a dedicated 30 amp 110 for the dust collector. So let me take you out to where I'm going to be moving. And this was actually all the wife's idea, because I told her I needed something else. So when we moved into this house, we've had this guest house here, and part of this guest house is a little attached garage. But the previous owners who had this place, apparently, when I started looking at it closer, intended at some point probably to have a workshop out here, because all the electrical outlets are bench height, and there's quite a few of them actually. So this is a 1.5, 2-car bay. It's actually a 12-foot garage door. And so you can see some of these circuits along here are all bench height, and along that back wall where we keep all of our Christmas stuff and everything else, there's more electrical outlets, and there's even more over here. So right now, ever since we moved in this place back in 2011, we've just used this to store stuff. And she had the bright idea of, why don't you move your workshop out there? And the electrical panel over in the corner for this dedicated building is 200 amps, so it is perfect. And as I recall, there's even some blanks there where I can install some 220 volt for the second CNC machine that I have coming, that's going to be added to the lineup. And I'll be able to, the plan is anyway, is to line both CNCs up along this wall and put the air compressor over in the corner, the bench over on that back wall, and then over there, where the ladder is to the right of that door, I'm going to put my drill press, and I'm going to keep one of these racks out here for wood storage and miscellaneous tool storage. And then here in the middle of the shop, kind of beyond the lawnmower, I'm going to put my table saw and outfeed table. So this should work out a lot better. And there's a few things that I have to do to it. I have to fix some drywall, which I'm in the process of doing right now. I had a crack in the ceiling, so I just got done mudding that, at least the first coat, and then I'll have to do some sanding and then put the second coat on. And I had a garage door installed, or excuse me, a garage door opener. I didn't have a garage door opener initially. We just always opened it manually. But just because of the tight tolerances, I couldn't use a traditional one, so I had to use one of the wall mount openers, and it works out pretty good. All right, what you're looking at here is a couple weeks later. I recruited the help of my brother-in-law. He helped me texture the walls, and then I painted them all up nice bright and white. Installed some electrical that is needed for my new CNC machine that you'll see in coming videos, along with some dedicated 110, a cable TV outlet so I can hang my TV up there, and a dedicated over there on the far right 110 30 amp circuit for my dust collector system. There's a closer look at cable TV hookup. After all, what shop is not complete without a television in it? And I also intend on using that TV as a monitor for my CNC machine because it runs on Mach 4. Installed some good LED overhead lighting. I think I've got about 12,000 lumens in the garage, and put a dust collection system up on the ceiling. Went with the Jet AFS 1000 model for that after doing some research. That looked to be the best unit. Hired an HVAC contractor to come in and install a mini split system inside the shop so I can work in a cool shop in the summer and a heated shop in the winter. That is going to be welcome so much because up here in Northern California in the valley, it is unbearable in the summers and cold in the winters. This shop had horizontal like blinds. I decided to put verticals in instead just because of the less sawdust collection on them. This will be easier to keep clean. There's a shot with the TV hanging as well. Looking pretty good in there. I went ahead and hired a local floor coating company called Polytek up here in Northern California. They're well known for their, it's like a epoxy coating, except it's like 4 times stronger, they claim. They came in and they ground the floors down, as you can see here, with like a diamond cutter, and got the concrete really ground down really well and cleaned up. Then what they do is they lay down a vapor barrier and let it set for a day. And then they came back and they put the base coating down and scattered all kinds of chips everywhere. You can see that guy going to town scattering the chips. Then they come back and they scrape those chips off, and they put a nice clear coat on over here, which is what you see this gentleman doing. And it really looks sharp when it's all done. I went ahead and decided to use the cove molding for the baseboard. This stuff was really easy to work with. It's available at your local big box store, Lowe's, Home Depot, that sort of thing. It just went on with an adhesive in these quart container size caulking guns, and it just takes that little special plastic adapter on the end, and it disperses it evenly on these pieces of cove molding, and it's really easy to work with. You just grab it and put it on the wall. Goes on, just smooth it on with your hand. And then when you get to the corners, you just put a little mark on top so you know where you need to etch it. And fold the piece of cove molding over on the backside, and use the actual cove molding, if I can talk here, itself as a guide to score it. You only need to score it lightly once or twice, just to give it enough relief to where it'll bend back on itself. You'll see me do that here in a second. And then once you get it bent back on itself, just take your utility knife and cut a little 45 off the bottom. So when you do bend it, that 90 degree, it gives it a nice little relief for that corner to bend in. And it turns out pretty nice. And just, again, smoothing it out with the hand. Hey guys, if you like this video and you like some of the other content that I've posted in the past, please consider subscribing to my channel and be sure to hit the bell icon to be notified when I post new content. I'm getting close to 1,000 subscribers, and to me that's a major milestone. Really look forward to seeing you on board. So with that, thanks and have a great day.